it's a shocking crime scene, all the more shocking because of the age of the alleged victim and the age of the suspects. We're pushing forward on a story we first brought you yesterday. A 14-year-old boy and 3 younger boys accused of gang raping an 8-year-old girl in an empty shed near a Phoenix apartment building. All 5 are Liberian refugees. Police call it one of the most horrific crimes that they've seen. Perhaps even more disturbing, the fallout. Police took the girl away from her family, saying relatives blamed her for the rape. Now the 3 younger boys have been charged as juveniles, but the 14-year-old, he's being charged as an adult. But this story is far from over. Now, friends and relatives of the older boys say that prosecutors are going way too far. Here's Christine Harrington from Phoenix affiliate KTVK.
I beg you. I want to see my son. I want to see my son. My son.
A mother heartbroken. Her 14-year-old son, Stephen Tope, behind bars, charged with kidnapping and sexual assault, making his first appearance in court, where prosecutors say he not only participated in, but initiated the sexual assault of an 8-year-old girl.
The defendant was the person who gathered the people together, bribed the other individual who actually committed the majority of the assault, and held the victim down while she was sexually assaulted.
The other 3 boys, 9, 10, and 13 years old, are being charged as juveniles. This mom doesn't understand why her son is being tried as an adult, unwilling to believe the charges against him.
I want to see my son. 4 days, I never see my son.
Tope and his family are Liberian refugees. They've only been here in the United States since 2005, and his family worries
whether he did it or not. He does not even understand the people that he's talking to.
In court, this teenage boy was a man of few words, opting not to speak when asked if he had anything to say regarding his being held on no bond.
He does not speak English very well, and he does not understand English very well. He did not go to school. He started going to school when he came to the United States, and so we deduce that he cannot really understand what is going on right now. And so everything that is being said to him, he has no choice but just to accept it, even though he did not understand.
All right, just to follow up to that, we did talk to sources close to this investigation, sources that actually spoke with this young boy, and we are being told that he does speak English, so we want to make that clear. Meanwhile, this story is sending shockwaves around the world, as you can imagine, especially to Liberia, where the alleged victim and attackers are originally from. The president of that African nation, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, has always been a friend to our news program, and she's actually going to call in and join us on the phone in just a minute. But also joining us from Washington, the Liberian ambassador to the U.S., Milton Barnes. Ambassador, let's go ahead and start with you while we wait for Madam President. Do you believe that what we're seeing here originates from your country, a country where, often the woman is blamed for rape, shamed for rape, and as you and I well know, rape was used as a tool during the Civil War and still is on many levels?
Well, there is quite a bit of trauma involved all around. You are right, rape was used as a weapon of war during our crisis. And so our hearts go out to the young victim, the 8-year-old child. And our primary concern is for her well-being and her welfare. We have been in touch with the authorities in Phoenix, Arizona, particularly the police department. And so far, we are confident that they will use every resource within their power to ensure that things are done in a very quick, expeditious, fair, and most importantly, sensitive manner, particularly given the age of this child.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking, an 8-year-old child being blamed for rape. Ambassador Barnes, stay with me, please. I do understand we do have President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, the president of Liberia, on the phone with us now. Madam President, I know that you are well aware of the rape case that has happened here in the United States. What do you have to say about what you have heard with regard to these young Liberian boys allegedly gang raping this 8-year-old Liberian girl?
Let me say that we are deeply distressed at this behavior on the part of our young Liberians and very saddened at this 8-year-old child who has been so victimized. We appeal to the parents to protect their children, protect their child, and make sure that those who have infringed upon her in this manner are made to abide by the laws of the United States in this regard. Let me say very clearly that rape is a problem in Liberia also. This is why we have made rape a non-bailable offense. It is a criminal offense. There's a strong law regarding that, and you cannot even get bail. So those parents should know that things have changed in Liberia. No longer do we tolerate this. And this is not a question of shame on the family. It's a question of the assault on a young child, and that cannot be tolerated.
And Madam President, that's what's so heart-wrenching about this case is it's this battle with culture and with crime. And we don't know why these boys committed this crime. And we want to ask that question. Did they learn this type of behavior in Liberia where rape is used as a tool during wartime and where the young women are blamed for rape in that country? We hope to answer that question. But what would be your message to the family of this 8-year-old girl that has been interviewed on camera saying, we're shamed by this, it's her fault, we don't want her back? What would you say to that family?
I think that family is wrong. They should help that child who has been traumatized, and they should make sure that they work with the U.S. law authorities to see what can be done about the other young boys who have committed this offense. Not only should they abide by the law, but they too need serious counseling, because clearly they are doing something that is no longer acceptable in our society here. It's a problem, but it is a crime, and people bear the brunt of the penalty for such crime. They should be working with the authorities on this. I will ask Ambassador Barnes to work with the family to let them know what needs to be done and to work with the legal authorities in Phoenix to make sure that this matter is handled, recognizing that we do not condone this and we must ensure the protection of that 8-year-old.
Ambassador Barnes, while we have Madam President on the line, can you tell us here at CNN and to our viewers and to Madam President that you will personally get involved in making sure this 8-year-old girl, whether it's with her family or another family, is cared for, loved, and embraced, and that these young boys will be taught that this is not permissible here in the U.S., and that there has to be an understanding that if they are going to live here and if they are found guilty of this crime, that it's wrong.
Absolutely, absolutely. Our primary concern right now is this child. I personally am concerned about her well-being and her welfare. We have been in touch with the authorities in Phoenix, and we do intend to work with the authorities and the families to make sure that she's safe, she's protected, and there is certain sensitivity exercised towards her, considering that she's a child and doesn't know any better. She certainly should not be blamed. She's only an 8-year-old kid, a baby, and doesn't know any better, and we will work with the authorities. We will, of course, also try to be in touch with the families of the perpetrators, the young boys, and also make sure that they do get the appropriate counseling, but they do understand that what they have done is wrong, and they will have to pay for pay the penalty for what they have done.
Madam President, Stephen Topay, the 14-year-old boy that is being charged with rape, he's being charged as an adult. Do you support that?
If that's what the laws of the United States dictate, then we'll have to follow the law. I do hope, however, that there will be counseling introduced into whatever happens. These are also young people who clearly have their value systems wrong. This does come from the practices of war. Many of them are also facing trauma from the war and are carrying on some of the same malpractices that were imposed upon them during the war. They have to pay the penalty, but we also want to make sure that they are counseled so that whenever they have already done time or whatever it is in accordance with the law, that they too will have an opportunity to change and become useful citizens, not only in the United States, but when they return home.
Madam President, before I let you go, your message, please, to the 8-year-old girl, the young rape victim, and also to her family. What do you say to them?
Just say to them that we are so saddened. We are so sorry about that. We just want to make sure that the parents take care of that child. And if they don't, reach out to others, facilitated by our ambassador, to make sure she is placed in a situation where she can be administered to